Imagine sitting at your desk, trying to work, but your mind keeps jumping between unfinished emails, half-formed ideas, and reminders about tomorrow's meeting. It feels like mental chaos, right? You're trying to keep track of deadlines, brainstorm new ideas, and respond to emails all at the same time. But what if I told you that this habit is secretly draining your energy, increasing your stress, and making you less productive? The surprising truth is that multitasking and managing too many thoughts at once can reduce productivity by up to 40% while also increasing the likelihood of errors. Why? Because our brain's working memory, the mental whiteboard, can only hold about 4 to 7 pieces of information at a time before it gets overloaded. When we exceed this limit, we experience decision fatigue, stress, and cognitive slowdown. A few weeks ago, I got an email from James, a senior manager at a fast-growing startup. He told me that his days felt exhausting, not just because of the workload, but because his mind was constantly processing multiple things at once. Project updates, meeting notes, business ideas, and even personal reminders. He believed that keeping everything active in his mind made him more efficient. But in reality, he felt scattered, overwhelmed, and mentally drained by the end of the day. When I analyzed James's thinking habits, I noticed a pattern. He was overloading his working memory. Think of working memory like a whiteboard. It can only hold a few pieces of information at a time before it gets cluttered. The more we force it to juggle, the faster we experience mental fatigue, stress, and decision paralysis. This happens because we rely on the prefrontal cortex, the most recently evolved part of our brain, to process conscious thoughts. Unlike older brain regions that require far less energy, the prefrontal cortex is a high-power, high-consumption processor. Every time we engage in deep thinking, decision-making, or creative problem-solving, this part of the brain burns through our mental energy like a gas gasoline engine. And like any high-performance engine, it has limited food. Think of your brain's energy like a company's budget. If you spend too much on minor expenses, you won't have enough for important decisions. The same goes for your brain. Wasting energy on a small task leaves you drained for more important work. This happens because continuous thinking reduces glucose in the brain, which lowers mental clarity. That's why James made good decisions in the morning, but felt foggy and reactive in the afternoon. Studies show that decision-making is most effective in the morning when your brain is fresh. But as the day goes on, every choice, even small ones, drains mental energy. This idea is called decision fatigue, and it explains why successful people like Steve Jobs and Barack Obama simplify their choices to save energy for biggest decisions. The problem worsens with constant distractions. Research shows that after an interruption, it takes about 23 minutes to fully regain focus. This means every email, notification, or message doesn't just take a few seconds. It hijacks your brain's ability to focus. But here's the good news. By understanding your brain's limits and working with it, not against it, you can significantly boost your mental efficiency. Instead of trying to fix his brain, James learned how to manage his mental load better. Here's what worked for him. One of James's biggest mistakes was checking email first thing in the morning when his brain was sharpest. He wasted his best cognitive energy on reactive tasks. Instead, we made a small change. Before checking emails, James started making a short priority list for the day. This helped him decide where to invest his energy, just like a CEO manages company's resources. To make it even better, James started using the Eisenhower matrix, a simple tool to divide tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. This helped him focus on high-impact tasks and ignore the rest. Once he had this clarity, he stopped reacting to every email or message. He knew which task needed his full attention and which could wait. James used to respond to messages within minutes, whether they were urgent or not. As a result, his inbox and phone were constantly interrupting him. People knew they could always reach him, even for minor issues. To fix this, James set specific times to check emails and respond to messages. This simple change reduced distractions and gave him more time for focused work. Remember, every distraction costs more than just a few seconds. It takes about 2 and 3 minutes to regain focus, so protecting your attention is one of the smartest things you can do for your productivity. James had a habit of mentally working on ideas all day, even while driving or eating. This made him feel like he was working hard, but it drained his energy. We introduced a simple tool, a notebook. Instead of keeping all his ideas in his mind, James started writing them down, but with a system. Odd number pages were for tasks and ideas that needed action today. Even number pages were for ideas that were important but not urgent, things to revisit later. This method is called the second brain strategy. By transferring his thoughts onto paper, James freed up his brain for more important work. As a result, he stopped making hasty decisions and started thinking more strategically. After applying these strategies, James felt a big change. He ended his workdays with more energy and his ability to make clear strategy decisions improved. The truth is, mental clarity isn't about holding more thoughts in your brain. It's about managing your mental resources wisely. Great leaders don't just manage their businesses. They manage their mental energy like a valuable asset. Because at the end of the day, a small improvement in how you use your brain can lead to big changes in your business. So, if you are feeling mentally drained, ask yourself, are you overloading your working memory? And what's one small step you can take today to free up mental space and boost focus? Your brain is your most valuable business asset. Treat it with the same care and strategy as your company's resources. Bye.